All right, so welcome again, people, to MG Sports, and today we have a special guest. This is actually a different setting from what I normally say. We have a special guest. Also, we're going to discuss something specifically special towards the youngsters in Jamaica. And as you guys know, where schoolboy football is concerned, now when I'm on them, we tend to do a lot of work, but we have someone who is going to bring something different to Jamaican youngsters. A big, big opportunity. And this is a very, very important to the step we're going to take to get these kids the opportunity to to be seen worldwide and on a more global scale. Sammy Samuels, welcome.
Welcome,
First
appreciate
of
it.
all, I read a lot about you, but really and truly, this is all on paper. This is
Right,
all on paper.
right.
Want to speak about you specifically. Who is Sammy Samuels?
Born and bred in Saint Elizabeth. Went to States, played Dacosta Cup. This was 2003 to 2006. Graduated June 2007. Got a scholarship to University of Maine, Fort Kent. Stayed there for 5 years. Completed 2 degrees. Did a undergrad in business management and undergrad in accounting. Then I transitioned to Union College to do a master's there. This was 2013 to 2014. Was a graduate assistant, and that's where the itch for coaching kind of started. So I stayed there for two years. Then I transitioned back to University of Maine, Fort Kent, where um, I was the assistant coach and also an academic advisor. So, my role was working with students, time management, test taking skills, but also teaching courses. So I was an adjunct instructor as well, where I teach marketing, business negotiation, first year experience. 2018, I became the head coach of the university. Started another master's as well because I kind of wanted to coach, but also be a professor half time in a sense. I like teaching. I like helping youth as well. So 2018 started coaching. Um, you know, did well as a coach. Never had a losing season. Went to
With
three
a lot of trophies.
finals. Right, went to three finals. Last year, 2022, eventually won a championship. Was really special. And then I transitioned to Lincoln University, which is an NCAA Division II school, this June 2023. It's a tough challenge. We're starting a program, from scratch. They wanted to introduce a winning culture. They want to do well. The school is ambitious. It's in a wonderful location, Jefferson City, Missouri. That's the capital city of Missouri. So, that's the challenge now from a professional standpoint.
All right, that's a lot of information. Take out your notes. All right, so we're here specifically to discuss the Caribbean Premier Showcase, which has to do with schoolboy football, and your intent is to see if we can maximize some of these talents and get them out of Jamaica as fast as possible. Now, with your background, also being a Jamaican, being a coach, working with these universities, you would have known the right direction for these kids. Now, tell us now what is the Caribbean Premier Showcase? What is it exactly? How did it start?
So it actually started on a small scale way back in 2014 when I was a graduate assistant, at Union College. My first itch when I became a coach was, to give Jamaican an opportunity, like how I got an opportunity to transition my life and my family's life. So, my immediate preach to the head coach at the time was, hey, I just need a plane ticket to go to Jamaica. Don't worry, we're going to do well next season. And so said, that's exactly what happened. Till this day, um, I have a championship ring from that school, even though I was not there, because the grassroots of recruiting and the idea of recruiting and getting Caribbean fast, strong athletes, the mindset, they want to do well mindset is very, very important. So I started it on a small scale, came back here, going back and forth. In 2015, I brought coaches to the All Dacosta Cup, All Manning Cup game. 2016, I did the same thing. And then, obviously, now after I became a head coach, I kind of slowed down, but I still was intricate in recruiting, kids from Jamaica, St. Stets, obviously I went to Stets, so, I was recruiting a lot of students there. And then 2023, it started off as, Samuel Soccer Scholarship, brought, the idea was, all right, I want to do it on a larger scale where, I can help more Jamaican instead of just helping my school. So the idea was, just to bring a couple coaches. Eventually, we brought 8 coaches at Stets, and we did it for 2 days. And after that, it transitioned to Grenada, then it transitioned to Trinidad. And, during that span of 3 showcases, we gave 35 kids opportunity, which account for almost 300,000 US dollars in tuition being covered, by scholarship. And, that's just my intention, my ambition is to give youth like myself that started from a humble background an opportunity to excel, an opportunity to do well, by using, their talent that they've been harnessing for 4, 5, 6 years at the high school or even primary level. And now, at the end of their tenure at high school, now I want to create something, a platform that they can
Next
come,
step.
they can excel, they can perform, they can show, and just bring coaches. And it started with just an idea of bringing, college coaches, just bringing a couple of my friends. And now this year we have 27 coaches confirmed, from 6 different countries. We have people coming from Canada, from Germany, US. We have academies now. Again, it started off just colleges, universities. Now it's academies, it's
Yeah.
clubs, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the platform for young youth. When I was younger, I didn't really, have this,
Yeah.
So
This
I'm excited,
opportunity.
and I'm also excited for some of the personnels who are instrumental in making this happen on the island.
All right, that's definitely a lot. You can see the passion, I can see the drive. Um, so far from this, you said you started off with coaches. Since you started off bringing the coaches here, how impressed are these coaches with what they have seen regarding the talent that's here?
And that's a funny thing because on the Instagram page, Caribbean Premier Showcase, we recorded, we tapped into some of the coaches' input after the showcase, and they were overly impressed, with the speed, the individual talent, the 1v1 ability with the players. I'm impressed. I recruited players. All the schools that came, had interest, and recruited players. UNOH that came recruited players. Even schools that did not come to the showcase recruited players, and they're coming to the showcase this year. Like Union College, Lindsey Wilson, that's in Kentucky. Those schools ended up recruiting players, but they did not come to the showcase.
Yeah, this is actually a very, very big opportunities for a lot of these youngsters because really and truly what we've seen for many years is that after schoolboy football, the Manning Cup, the Dacosta Cup, we don't hear of the players. You'll see one and two of them transition into the local Premier League, but you don't really hear of them after that. Now, the pathway for these players after going overseas, do you see a pathway for them actually coming back or making a next transition from college football and even seeing or getting an opportunity to represent national team?
So and that's why an event like this is important. It's vital in this day and age because when a kid is recruited now. You'll know exactly where that kid is, from following the page because we're gonna announce, where they are, how they're doing, all Americans. We did a little piece with some of the players, interviewing after their season, having ground record ground record breaking seasons. For example, one of the schools that was not here that I didn't mention earlier, Concord University in Athens, Virginia. A kid from Glenmuir, the center back from Glenmuir, he went there. They had the best season that they've ever had this year, and they actually recruited 5 players from the showcase, So, that just goes to show that, there's loads of talent here, there's loads of opportunities out there. It's just to create the platform to make it happen from both sides. So, again, the unique thing this year about the showcase, and I forgot to mention this earlier, we also have agents. So we have 2 confirmed agents that will be at the showcase. We also have academies and clubs that transition players from high schools, but also from universities as well, right? So it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Coaches, academies, agents, clubs will be
Yeah.
at the showcase.
One
It's,
stop
it's,
shop.
never, it's never been done before. It's a one-stop shop.
It's like going to Walmart and get everything you need.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
it sounds like a brilliant idea. A really really good idea. Now, tell us about what role that does ISA and the JFF plays in assisting you with this movement.
I'm overly pleased with the support that ISA is giving this year. They're presenting the all Dacosta Cup team. They're going to be at the St. Elizabeth Showcase, in addition to the all Dacosta Cup scholastic teams. And these are students that have confirmed 6 CXCs or more. So that's very, very important for the NCAA schools, because to get into an NCAA Division 1, Division 2 schools, you need a minimum of 5 CXCs, successful CXCs completed, and obviously 16 core courses. So that's your maths, your English, your sciences. So once you've taken and successfully passed 6 or more CXCs, chances are very, very high that you'll have 16 core courses that's completed internally over 3 years, right? Also, at the Kingston Showcase, the All Manning Cup team and the All Scholastic Manning Cup team will be at the showcase as well. And ISA ensure that and working on that. We're working behind the scenes to make sure that manifested in the most successful way. JFF now, overly impressed with them, allowing us to use their facilities to showcase the athlete, working with us behind the scenes to help in more ways than one. That is not transparent, but again, it's I'm impressed with the support that Jamaica is given. Now we need the corporate support to ensure that this is not just a 1 year event, and it's a long-term event. That Jamaica, that football Jamaica can be excited about. But also obviously again it is creating academical opportunities
Yeah.
for kids.
Yeah, and I think a lot of persons will be jumping onto these type of ideas because we want to see these youngsters get the opportunities, because we're not. I don't think they're getting enough opportunities. So we're very very thankful for what you're really really doing for the youth. Now, regards to sponsorship, how does sponsorship come in, and what who are your sponsors who have assisted you so far in get, because I know this thing will have been taking a lot of financial burden on you guys. So tell us more about the sponsors that would have partaken in this activity.
So, I'm very, very conscious with the cost of an event like this. If we're supposed to charge each kid, let's say if we're supposed to use the overhead, and then if we're estimated to have 200 kids and we divide the 200 by the overhead of the showcase, you're asking a kid to pay almost $300 US, per kid to partake.
Yeah.
And again, I'm overly conscious that not every kid that's walking around that's super super talented can afford something like that. So I want to make sure I keep it, as cost effective as possible. When we did it the first time, it was completely free. I financed the whole thing with a couple sponsors that came on board. So at the end of the day, to really make this happen, you need corporate sponsors, so we can keep the showcase as cost effective as possible for the average Jamaican that's walking around, the average family that's walking around that really need an event like this so the kid can
Get the
really showcase,
opportunity.
so we have, again, sponsors, JFF, ISA, they're sponsoring in more ways than one. True Bargain is a hardware store in St. Elizabeth. Um, Visionary sportwear. They're in Montego Bay. They sell, obviously, soccer stuff, football stuff. I'm in Jamaica now,
Yeah.
so it's football. Yeah,
Soccer.
right. They sell football, sports stuff, sportwear, cricket, track and field. We have Hard Rock. They're sponsoring the some of the gears for the staff on the day. MG, you're on board. We appreciate the support that you're giving as well. Chancellor Christopher in Saint Elizabeth. He came on board, really really assisting. And one of our main supporter sponsor is Vallejo FC, and they're based in Massachusetts and Portugal. They're an academy, and they're sponsoring us in so many ways that if they weren't on board, we couldn't have made it happen. And I think that there's an extension in Kingston as well, with their club. They get younger youth, train them 2 3 years, and then they can transition them into the English Premier League, the Spanish League, etc. So those are some of our top sponsors that have confirmed. We're working behind the scenes with other sponsors to make it happen, because there's still stuff that we still need to cover. And even though it's coming down to the wire, we're confident that the showcase will materialize and it will be professionally run. And one thing that and I forgot to mention is the registration of the kids. We have almost 300 kids that have already registered online,
That's a lot.
because we have a website, and that's where they do all the registration. So ISA has assisted us greatly with that. We had a meeting with all the coaches, explain the steps, what is expected, etc. So in addition to that, we're also having a girls showcase. So I think GC Foster has confirmed, UE has confirmed, and I'm working with some coaches on the island to make sure the girls can be showcased. We have coaches coming down for the girls as well. So again, it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah, one stop shop. I know specifically for women football, the entirety of women football, I think a lot of persons want to reach in the US because that's where the big brand of women football is being
Exactly.
considered, and
Yeah.
with the financial packages
Yeah.
as that well. So you have covered basically almost every aspect of it. One last detail I want to know about, like, as a commission, what is the mission, what is the end goal for you and your team, for a commission like this, or something like this?
What is the end goal?
Yeah.
So the main idea, the main focus, obviously, is to give opportunities, right? To give as much opportunity as possible. I wanna, the showcase would really like to impact at minimum 100% more than what we did last year, which was 35. So we're looking at 70 and upwards impact, scholarship, opportunity, clubs, whatever it is. That's the goal. That's what we want to do. And if we do that, that's lowering the burden of upwards of $1 million in tuition. That's what we want to do. That's the goal. But it's difficult to do something like that alone. And again, I've expressed gratitude to a lot of personnel that's working behind the scenes, making phone calls to make sure that this manifested in the most professional way. But we definitely we need more personnel. We need, again, corporate to come on board, to show the support of youth, and to make sure that they know that society cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very very important, because we really need those things, because we have a lot of young kids who just waste away just like that. And what you said, the last statement that you said, that want society, they know that society cares about them. It's very,
It's very
very,
important.
very important. Because once you have that, you know that, you know what, I can push on. And hope is something that's very important, especially for some of these kids. And we know that the truth is not many of these kids can really, really find that financial package to help themselves in
Right.
that way. So an opportunity like this definitely, certainly
Right.
can guide them in the right direction, especially with the talent that they have.
Right.
And that talent will take them places. So, Mr. Samuels,
It's a
thank you
pleasure.
very much, you
It's a
know. And
pleasure.
this what you're doing now. I tell you, it's big, you know.
It's a pleasure.
It's big, you know.
Yeah,
It's
man.
really,
Yeah,
really
man.
big.
Yeah.
People, if you can come and support, even come and watch. I know, I think a lot of people come and watch, you know,
Right.
because all Manning and all Dacosta Cup
Right.
will be taking part,
Right,
and people
right.
want to see that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you will see. So at least I will get the opportunity to see the all Manning and all Dacosta Cup before they kick off on January 13th. So thank you again, Mr. Samuels, and it has been a pleasure speaking with you. And I do believe it's going to be good working with you guys. People, please show some support when you can, how you can, if you can. Go out and check out their Instagram page, certainly, and you can follow them at the Caribbean Sport.
The Caribbean Premier
Mer-
Showcase. So if you
okay.
just type in, Caribbean Premier Showcase on Instagram, you'll see it. A lot of the stuff
Also the
is,
website.
is on there. Google Caribbean Premier Showcase, the website, all the above. Yep.
And you get all information there. Thank you again, people, for watching, and hope you enjoy this one and take some form of interest in it. And we're out.